The top bottle in our chamber consists of soil, a worm roaming through it, a flower, and multiple fruit flies that can't fly. All four of these aspects are needed to show how they all work together out in the real world. When we first started by making the bottle, we started by putting moist soil into it. We then put the worm to represent decomposition. After that, we dug out a big hole and potted a yellow flower. The roots of the flower were spread out and covered with soil. The plant will stay alive in there because of transpiration. There are many ways that the flower can take in water. One way is the roots sucking up water from the wet soil. The H2O molecules run up the roots and then it is dispersed throughout the stoma. When energy is added, the water leaves the plant and goes up in the air. At this point, the water has changed states from a liquid to a gas, which is called water vapor. This is when the water molecules gain energy from the sunlight. The molecules move around the bottle very fast and are spaced out. When they lose energy, the molecules start to slow down and come closer together. This is called condensation, which is when an H2O molecule turns from a gas back to a liquid. The molecules form a bond again and turn into water droplets, which is showed here in our decomposition chamber. The water droplets then fall back into the soil due to gravity, making it moist and ready for the roots to suck it back up.
Decomposition chamber. In our decomposition chamber, we have a wet napkin, a grouping of leaves, and some foods. To help decompose these items, we have the wet napkin, which releases water to help decompose our foods, and fruit flies, which will eat the foods and add bacteria to the foods. When the foods are decomposing, they are releasing oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. The hydrogen and oxygen mix, making H2O. Water from the aquatic chamber will evaporate due to energy from the sun and change into water vapor, which can slip through the 3 holes punched in the shoulder of the bottle. When the water vapor loses energy, it condenses and changes back into a liquid state through condensation and is now droplets on the side of the bottle.
This part of the bottle represents sea level. This part we have water, fish, and an aquatic plant. The water is one of the things that keeps the fish alive. The water will evaporate due to the energy of the sun and turn into water vapor. In evaporation, the molecules spread apart and turn from liquid to gas. When evaporation occurs, water vapor will slip into all the other layers of the bottle. When the energy is lost, molecules slow down, changing into water vapor and back into liquid, called condensation. The fish is in there to eat the fruit flies from the decomposition chamber. The plant is in there to supply oxygen for the fish to live and breathe.